All right. We got a game for you.
Y'all, I'm so excited about the rodeo. RodeoHouston.com to get the full lineup. Reba McEntire is opening the season.
It's huge.
It's like the start of the season for the ton.
Oh,
sorry, I've been watching Bridgerton.
I put her up there with Dolly Parton for likable.
Oh, yeah.
Country
Reba
artist.
is awesome. So Reba is here, is going to be here March the 4th. And thank you, Raising Cane's, who is an official sponsor of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. They have gifted us 2 field-level tickets and a parking pass for you. Our Lucky Rula and Ryan show with Eric, fantastic listener, that is going to be winning them. If you you can just guess. This is a guessing game.
You don't really have to have a skill.
You don't know anything. It's not like trivia.
It's like my Prize Picks. I just do more or less. That's all I have to do. I don't have to have a skill.
Who do you think is worth more money? That's all it is.
Okay, let me get our 2 contestants on the line that we can explain. Please turn your radio down, ladies, if you can hear my voice in your phones.
No
you
Bluetooth.
are on the show. Tracy and Brenda. Good morning. All right. So Tracy and Brenda, really, there is no skill to this game. It's a guessing game about which celebrity is worth more money. But I'm having some kind of feedback. I don't know whose phone it is.
Yeah.
Is it on Bluetooth?
Yeah, if you're on Bluetooth, it feeds back.
Oh, look at that.
Is that better?
Yes. Thank you.
That's the beauty. When you call the show, I know you're on Bluetooth a lot, but when you're it's
on the
best
radio.
And I know Ahmad
Right.
tells everyone, but
Yeah.
when you're waiting around, because it takes a few minutes to get on, they go back to Bluetooth.
So how many points are we going for here? Winner gets 3 points.
how many
3 points
points,
is the
Ryan?
win?
I have, it's whatever you want. I have created 9 different scenarios. So you figure
So
out.
you could be 4 points and 9 is the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so first one to 4 points or just a blowout?
Or just do 4 rounds.
Yeah, 4 rounds. The winner of the 4 rounds is going to win the Reba tickets with the parking pass, ladies. Tracy, you got in first. So you're going to get the first celebrity, and there's no stealing in this game. You just have to guess which celebrity is worth more money. Okay, Tracy, here we go. Here's your first
Tracy.
scenario.
Since we're talking about Reba, let's do Reba McEntire versus Dolly Parton. Who do you think has more money?
Net worth.
Dolly Parton.
Yes. What is it,
Really?
Dolly,
It's
$650 million?
Not even close. Dolly has $650 million. Reba is $95 million.
What?
Wow.
I
Yeah.
thought Reba had
Shocking.
like 220 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Just
so.
alone from that, The Voice.
Well, the voice is just a salary. I don't think she has a piece of the voice.
I figured they'd give her like 20 million there every year, 25, 30.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, that's really a shock. I mean, think about it. Dolly's got the books. Dolly's got cookbooks. Dolly's got even like
Dollywood.
Betty Crocker cake mixes and frostings.
Just that
and
I've
a
Always
whole,
Loved You
like,
song.
kitchen sign.
Oh, yeah. The
That makes
royalties
100
on
million.
that.
Best thing she ever did was let Whitney Houston sing that song. All right, so definitely Tracy got a point with that one. Dolly Parton worth a lot more than Reba. Next scenario for you, Brenda. Here we go. Celebrity net worth.
All right, Brenda, who do you think has more money? George Lucas or Steven Spielberg?
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg.
Yes. Steven's got $9.5 billion. George Lucas, only $8 billion.
Only 8.
Only 8.
Wow. So even them,
That's
even when they hang
insane.
out with their buddies, the other one's got to be jealous of the other one.
Oh, yeah. You got $1 billion
got
and a half
$8
more than
billion.
me.
He's like,
You
I
still-
invented C-3PO. I invented E.T. I still beat you.
Man.
Well,
That's
Spielberg's got
craziness.
his hand in a lot more things. George Lucas just mainly got all that money from selling Star Wars to Disney.
That's
hey, man,
true.
you only have to have one good talent.
Yep.
One good hit. Okay, tie game, ladies, 1-1. Tracy, back to you for celebrity net worth.
All right, Tracy, this is going to be a little more difficult. Who do you think has more money, Billie Eilish or Kendrick Lamar? Just did the Super Bowl.
Kendrick Lamar.
And yeah,
wow.
not even
Nice.
close. Billie Eilish has $50 million, but Kendrick has $140 million.
Nice.
Jeez. Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, smokes. That's 2 points for you, Tracy. Brenda, back to you.
All right, Brenda, who do you think has more money, Oprah or Jay-Z?
Oprah.
Yeah.
Really?
Another one not even
Yeah.
close. Jay-Z's got $2 billion. Oprah has $4
Oh,
billion.
wow, she's grown to $4
$4
billion
billion now?
$4
Amazing.
billion, according to the
Even with
latest
that awful
2025.
TV
The network
channel
thing.
networks failed.
But did it fail? Because she still has it.
But not like they
As
thought.
all
Was
these
it
shows.
Oxygen, or was that what it's called?
It was the O Network.
O Network. Okay.
And, I mean, she still is doing,
Hey,
she
Ryan,
still
you
does
should
book
go on
club,
that
all that
channel.
stuff.
Oh.
It's a tie game, ladies. You guys know your celebrity net worth.
They really do.
We're in a race to get Reba tickets with a parking pass for opening night of the rodeo. Tracy's got 2. Brenda's got 2. Back to you, Tracy.
All right, let's make this a little tougher. Kim Kardashian or Taylor Swift?
Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian or Taylor Swift?
Tracy.
Oh, you're so
Taylor Swift.
No.
Oh, your friend screwed you.
I'm sorry. Taylor Swift has $1.5 billion. Kim Kardashian has $1.7 billion.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No talent.
Yeah. Taylor
crazy.
actually does things. Kim.
She's a lawyer.
Well, Kim
y'all.
now has y'all. When I was in New York for Christmas, there's a
And a-
Skims store
Huge.
on like Fifth Avenue.
It's everywhere.
What's the rent on that place alone?
Yep.
Has
So
anyone
for her-
tried it? Tried
It's
Tuesday.
like a
Bring some of that
3-story
in.
store.
Her Skims clothing. If we have a budget for that,
like
I'd be
Spanx.
very happy to buy that
You just have to
stuff.
return it.
All right, so no point there because Kim shockingly has more money than Taylor. Brenda, you could go up a point if you get this next one.
All right,
Here we go.
Brenda. Who do you think has more money, Selena Gomez or Madonna?
Selena.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Madonna has
that's right.
$850 million, but Selena Gomez is worth $1 billion.
Is it
Yeah.
makeup and stuff or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madonna never has makeup or anything?
I guess
She missed the boat. I think they didn't do that.
She
then,
was
no.
not. No,
They didn't make her a Revlon girl.
No,
No, not after that book she put out.
No.
That patchouli stuff. She
No.
sold that. Remember that?
All right, 3 points,
That
Brenda.
smelled so bad.
Tracy, you need this point or you lose the game because if you get this point and then Brenda doesn't get her last point, you go to sudden death.
Here we go.
All right.
Because you have 2 and she's got 3. Tracy, back to you. Here we go.
Who has more money, Justin Bieber or Ariana Grande?
Ariana Grande.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Ariana Grande has $230 million. Justin Bieber has $300 million.
Oh, and with that, Brenda, you are the winner.
Congratulations,
Whoa. Wow, look at that.
Whoa.
Tracy, thank you so much for playing along. Brenda, congratulations. You are on your way to Rodeo Houston, 2 field level tickets and a parking pass to see Reba on March the 4th. Thank you, Raising Cane's, official sponsor of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and they've got more tickets
Hold
coming
on.
for us.
Hey, let me give you
They're
a few
hooking us
bonus
up with
ones.
more shows. Thank you, Brenda.
All right, so this is just for the show, just for
Okay.
fun. Who has more money, Katy Perry or Drake?
Drake.
Ooh, I'm going to go Katy Perry
Gotta be Drake.
because she's got
I would
makeup.
think Drake.
She's
I don't
got
know. Canada, their money's not worth as
Kevin
much.
and
so-
Sam, you say
Drake.
You're
I was-
wrong.
I was going-
Katy Perry has $350 million. Drake only has $250 million.
I love it. We say only.
Only.
All right, how about this one? Post Malone or Bad Bunny?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
100% Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, $88 million. Posty, only $50 million.
Because he gives half his money away for tips.
That's
Which is
true.
awesome.
That's true.
He's a
One-
giver.
One
Yeah.
final one here. Justin Timberlake or Harry Styles?
Timberlake.
I would think, yeah.
Because
JT.
he's been around longer.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
He's
doesn't
bails
matter.
lawyers and stuff, and
JT.
DUIs and things. So Harry.
Oh my god.
No, I say JT.
JT.
Yeah, who
It's
is it?
JT. JT's got $250 million. Harry Styles only $120 million. Only.
Yeah, which, by the way,
5
if
years
you-
from now, it'll switch. Though.
if you were 10 years old in 1998, you are prime and ready for NSYNC to start doing a residency in Vegas. You know what I mean? 'Cause
yeah.
That was, you're like, oh my God.
I
now
think-
you can buy the tickets.
and
By
JT can just
financially
fly.
right now,
he
it
can
would-
fly in
yeah.
from LA.
It
in
would
2
make
minutes.
sense for them to do it now because, I mean, I don't know. His last project didn't sell as well, did it?
I mean, they had a
Yeah.
chance when that song came out for Trolls,
Uh-huh.
right? And I don't know why it didn't pick up or do as well.
I think now they would be a nostalgia act.
Well,
like if they
Backstreet-
toured, they just play the hits.
Backstreet's
not
killing it.
release
They're doing
new
9
music.
days in Vegas, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. And Kelly Clarkson announced another residency in Vegas just for the summertime, take up her time.
Oh,
that girl is
dang.
busy.
Yeah.
Those
That
are the-
girl is busy.
Those are the only 2 predictions I ever made on this show that came true. I said
What?
Vegas is going to be the place where we go to see concerts instead of traveling. I mean,
Yeah.
we still travel, obviously.
Yeah.
And I always said in 2004 and 3, I said, we're going to watch shows. Instead of us waiting for Desperate Housewives on Sunday night, they're just going to download it to us every week, and then we can pick when we want to watch it.
Yeah.
Look at you predicting
Before
the future.
streaming. I could never think of streaming, though. I wouldn't know how to do that.
Where's that crystal ball of yours?
It's like if we
at?
went back in time and I'd be like, I wouldn't know how to make Apple.
Yeah, here's
my
Aaron.
Apple Watch. I wouldn't be able to do anything.
smartest man alive!
Isn't that like in Night of the Museum when Tommy Motorola, he's in the, have you ever seen Night of the Museum
Who's
3?
Tommy Motorola?
The Motorola phone? That's a fictional character in that
Oh,
movie.
okay.
Ben Stiller's character jumps into the picture where the sailor is kissing the nurse when it was the end of the war.
Oh,
that
the
famous
World War
iconic
II?
Yeah,
picture.
from World War
He
II,
jumps
yeah.
into the picture because the whole thing of Night at the Museum 3 is that the museum comes to life, and all the art comes to life. So he jumps in there, but he dropped the phone. And so this guy named Tommy Motorola
that's
picks
how
up
he-
this thing.
That's how they named it?
His name is
Okay.
Tommy Motorola, and he's like, I don't know, I got this thing. I found this thing on the street.
I don't know how to make
And I was
it.
like, oh, the Motorola phone. So funny. That's a cute movie if you've not seen it. All right, coming up next, you guys really wow us with stories we just do not expect, and we never know what we're going to get, so we're going to throw this out there. Could be a full phone line day, or could be just one amazing story for True Crime Tuesday. Maybe you were connected to a crime somehow. Your neighbor was the serial killer running from the law, and you had no idea your mom was baking cookies for a serial killer.
That
Things like that.
railroad killer we had in
The railroad killer in
Westview.
Bel Air.
Bel Air
Westview.
area on that train.
833-390-KRBE. True Crime Tuesday. You bring us your stories next on The Real and Ryan Show with Eric.
From the Bell Furniture, Unbeat Bell Prices Traffic Desk, I-10 East Freeway eastbound at San Jacinto. There is an accident blocking 2 left lanes. You've got a 5-minute slowdown from Heights. I-10 East Freeway eastbound at Crosby Lynchburg. This wreck is blocking 3 left lanes. There's a 1-hour slowdown from Sheldon. You might think about using Crosby Freeway or Highway 225 as a faster way around.
Benson Boone on The Real and Ryan Show with Eric and 104.1 KRBE. My friends, it is True Crime Tuesday.
True Crime Tuesday.
That's right. We have like
Menacing,
X-Files
Rolla,
music or
menacing.
something.
That's your Death
or-
Stew voice.
Oh, Sam, remember when we were like doubling back and repeating?
Yeah, we have that.
Don't you worry.
You had that investigative
Hold on.
music?
That's what
Hold
it's
on.
called.
Yeah.
Investigative.
Okay,
All right,
yeah.
here we go. Let's
Play that.
from the top. Here we go.
Yep.
True Crime Tuesday on the Rule and Ryan Show with Eric.
Were you somehow involved in the crime? Did it happen next door
My
to you?
ears feel wiggly.
Is
Yeah.
the hair on the back of your neck, all standing up because you have the heebie-jeebies about
I
some
just
neighbor
waxed it off too, Rula.
or some
Gosh.
coworker?
You waxed off your ear hairs?
Just being silly.
Oh, Lord. All right, listen.
hurt.
I want Stephen and Candace to stand by. Candace, stand by. I'm going to Stephen first. Stand by, Candace, because from what I can tell, these are some pretty amazing stories that we have already sitting by.
There's one about Ted Bundy. I
At
heard.
833-390-KRB. That's the first one.
Oh.
Stephen has a story about serial killer Ted Bundy, which you've probably seen the Netflix specials or the documentaries or the shows.
They
Like
have
Zac
2.
Efron played him.
They have 2 on Netflix.
Well,
One is
there's
the
been-
movie, one's a documentary.
I think at least 10 have happened
Yeah.
since Ted Bundy was on the hook for murdering more than 30 girls. Hi, Stephen. Good morning. Welcome to the Real and Ryan Show with Eric.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing today?
Good morning.
Good.
So, how are you connected to Ted Bundy? What does this have to do with your True Crime Tuesday story?
Well, my mom went to law school with him. When
Went to
they
law
were,
school with Ted Bundy?
With Ted Bundy, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the story goes that my mom told me when I was growing up is that this guy was a creeper from back then, and asked my mom so many times for a date because my mom had long dark hair back then. It goes up to her butt, and one time she got stuck at the library late at night trying to go back to the dorm,
Uh-huh.
and he pulled out in his little old Volkswagen Beetle
Uh-oh.
and told my mom, hey, I'll give you a ride. Let's go. And my mom said, nope, I'm not going to do that. I told him I'm waiting for my boyfriend, which is my dad now.
Oh, wow.
Can I ask you this?
She could have been a
I don't know
victim.
the history of Ted Bundy. Was he killing
Yes.
at this time or after, before,
College
during?
co-eds,
I don't-
yeah.
But wait, the time that he was in law school, was he a killer? Or was he a killer after this? Like, do we know,
His
Stephen,
timeline?
if this timeline when he was trying to get your mom all those times to get in the car, maybe that was the beginnings of his killing? If you look up Ted Bundy,
don't know
he was a
history.
serial killer and a rapist who admitted to killing 30 women in the 70s. But some experts believe his actual victim count could have been over 100.
Oh, my
So
gosh.
she was most likely one of them.
He,
And
he was
he was
arrested for good
considered-
in February of 1978. When was your mom in law school? What year was your mom in law school, Stephen? Do you know?
She was there in, I believe, 75, I believe.
Yeah, so he was already doing it because he was arrested for good
Yeah.
in 78.
Oh, wow.
And he got 3
But-
separate
but-
death sentences for the murders of 2 sorority members at Florida State University and a
In
12-year-old girl.
1974.
That's craziness.
Oh, my
All right,
gosh.
so yeah, he was definitely killing at the time he was trying to get your mom in the car.
And he was considered
Yeah.
by society to be a
What-
good-looking man back then.
So what did they say when they saw the news and they saw, that's Ted. That's freaking
yeah,
Ted
what'd
Bundy.
your parents say?
The thing about the story that a lot of people don't know, my dad could have ended his life right there and there.
Oh, wow.
Because he was
Because he-
harassing your mom, who was at the
He's
time his
not just
girlfriend?
that. He grabbed my mom and tried to, hey, come on, let's go. I'm taking you home. My dad just got out of Vietnam. He was in the Special Forces, Army Green Beret.
Oh, wow.
So when he saw this, he grabbed him by the neck and put him on a headlock. He's about to choke him out.
Oh, wow.
And he told him, if I ever see you do that again, I'm going to end your life.
Wow.
And I guess the look on my dad's face, I guess Ted knew that he too was a trained killer.
Wow.
Because he
Oh my God.
another
Sorry.
killer can recognize another killer. Because my dad was in Vietnam for 4 years, and
4
he
years?
doesn't talk about it much.
No,
Right.
they don't want
He
to talk
doesn't.
about
No, doesn't
taking
want to talk
lives.
about that.
Wow, dude.
Wow,
Yeah,
Stephen,
but
that's
my dad, after he found out all that, said, I should have snapped that guy's neck in half. I would have saved us all the trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
would've saved
because
a lot
he'd
of
already
lives.
murdered so many girls.
The problem is your dad would have been in jail, even though he
Right,
would have
because
been
there
a
was
hero.
probably no proof that it was him
Yeah.
at that time.
They say that his killing spree began in 1974, ended in 1978, like you said,
Yeah.
but they executed him in 1989.
Stephen, by the way, if you want on Apple TV, they have a really great documentary narrated by Ethan Hawke about Vietnam, and it is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I watched the first episode yesterday. And
What's
wow.
it called?
I can't remember the name real quick because I was watching a bunch of stuff. But
It's on Apple TV.
Apple TV,
Okay.
they don't have much to choose from, but it's they have because so many cameras were covering that event, the Vietnam War. So they do the tunnel rats, the boots on the ground guys that go in the tunnels, and they also talk to the people from the other side.
Yeah.
So you got both.
Well, my
perspectives.
parents don't like talking about their past. The only reason I found out is because I saw a yearbook, and I told my mom, "Isn't that Ted Bundy?" She said, "Yeah," and that's how I found out.
So they wouldn't even tell you about it.
Okay, here's
And
what's
his
crazy.
name was Theodore, and I liked the name Theodore because I thought Teddy, but nope. After
Not
this
now.
story,
You're out.
But you
we
do
ain't
like
doing-
crime drama and crime documentaries. Stephen, hang on.
That
Thank
was
you so much for
wild,
sharing your story.
Stephen.
That's really
I
interesting.
want Candace to hang on because now Alice has called in and she has a connection to Ted Bundy as well.
To
what,
Ted Bundy?
What was the Houston connection to Ted Bundy, Alice? Good morning.
Good morning. So I lived in Spring Branch at the time. I was around 10 years old in the 5th grade. And so me and my smaller cousin than me were outside playing. And all of a sudden, this guy pulls up in front of the house and he starts asking me a question. And so from his car, and he's talking really low, so I was getting closer to the car to try and hear what he was saying. And he was asking me about some street, right? And so I was like, what? Like, what street? And I was trying to figure out what he was telling me. Well, when I got close enough to his car, I was like literally right there by his door, like not by the driver's door, but the passenger's door. And he looked down, and it made me look down, and he had a pair of spider web knit stockings on with nothing under them.
What?
And so
What?
I freaked out because I could see
His parts.
the whole yeah. And so when
What
I
a
seen
pervert
that,
disgusto.
when I seen that when he seen that I seen what he had, he started reaching for his glove compartment, and I went running inside with my cousin. I'm like, let's go inside. And so I told my aunt, and she called the police, and I gave a description of the guy and everything. Well, the police got the FBI involved in the description of the vehicle. And so the FBI came to my house, and they said that I heard them talk about that it sounded like the description of Ted Bundy's car because it was a yellow Volkswagen.
Oh goodness.
That's crazy. I didn't know Ted
That
Bundy
is.
was in
Yeah.
Houston. All this stuff was
They
done in
say
Florida.
that he killed in 7 different
You
states.
travel.
Oh my
travel.
my! And also, Alice, how sinister and disgusting because this stuff still happens now. That is what predators do to children. They try and get them closer to the car, and then he just
Snatch.
compromised
Yeah.
you by just wanting to you look at his disgusting fat slobbiness. You know what I mean? Like it's so annoying.
Right.
Like it's so disgusting how sick men are. Like, oh, come over here, little girl. Come over here. Look at this. And now
not
you're
all.
compromised for
And-
life. These predators,
Yeah,
yes,
no,
all of them. All the predators pull something like that.
I mean, it's disgusting. Now, I'm looking at this. They say his earliest possible victim was when he was 14 years old. Back in 1961, they think that he did his first kill.
Man, I'm so sad Candace dropped. Darn it, Candace. I was about to go to you.
What was that one?
Not another
That was
Ted.
a 2020 episode special murder. The boyfriend, I think Amon said, stabbed the girlfriend that
Killed
was
her.
pregnant and left her in a ditch.
Oh, dear
Yeah.
It was her? Or
It
she
was-
knew her?
It was
It
her
was
cousin.
Her cousin.
Her cousin
Oh.
killed his
Yeah.
pregnant girlfriend.
I'm kind of happy not hearing that story now since I'm pregnant.
Oh man!
I mean, this could still happen to me because I have brown hair.
please don't say that.
Young
Just
lady
stop.
trying
Yeah,
to get
please don't.
adopted.
No.
Trying to get adopted.
Abducted.
Abducted. Oh my God.
I'm
don't-
thinking
Sam, you are so crazy.
He's gonna work out today. She's supposed to get some abs.
Yes, you know the
The abductor and the adductor. We got the
That's
abductor
where
and the
my brain
adductor.
is.
We call
Yeah.
them the yes nos because you open your legs, yes, close them, no.
I was doing that yesterday.
Butterfly weights.
Working on my butt.
Adductor. Yeah.
My hips.
Wow.
They say that those aren't good for you. You should do the cable where you kick your leg up with the cable.
The butt
you shouldn't.
blasters.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
I
sit
actually
down.
just got cable ankle straps.
because the ones at the gym suck.
We don't even have them
Oh,
at
you
our
don't?
gym. No, because people steal them. So I brought
Okay.
my own. I just bought my own.
Oh, you should
Wait,
go to
we're
Planet
going
Fitness.
down. We're going down a
Sorry.
tangent, but just real quick,
know.
because Alice is still there. Let me just ask this question
Sorry,
because
Alice.
the FBI got involved and they thought it was Ted Bundy's car. Did anything ever get confirmed that you know of? Because as a 10-year-old, you're so compromised and you're so shocked. But I'm glad you listened to your gut.
Yeah.
Your gut told you run inside with your cousin. What ended up happening? Anything like they? How long did this go on for?
I'm not sure after that because they probably contacted my aunt, but she didn't let me go outside for a while there. After that
Sure.
happened. But now that I'm, an adult, like I always wanted to get a T-shirt made, like I survived Ted Bundy, but then I think, okay, what if I attract other psychos? You know,
Right.
she survived Ted Bundy. I'm really going to get her.
Yeah, you're right.
So
But if you're
I'm
a
just
serial
like,
killer,
no way.
if you're a serial killer and you're like,
Right.
well, this girl Ted Bundy, she beat Ted Bundy. Well, she ain't gonna beat me.
Oh, a
Ooh.
challenge.
Right.
don't do that.
exactly.
Man, that's crazy. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for sharing your
serious.
story, Alice. We really
Okay,
appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. Y'all have a good day.
Thank
Take
you too,
care.
Eric. That documentary people know on text is on Apple TV. It's called
Yeah.
"The War That Changed America."
That's what it was. It's,
narrated by Ethan Hawke.
Like I said, I only watched the first episode, and there's a bunch of them, I believe. But it's Apple
War.
TV, so you know they do.
That changed America.
And by the way,
That's a
there's
war that it was a tough one.
Oh, yeah, there
obviously.
was so much,
But
back and forth.
and they meet the guys you meet and women because they had people that were on the side of the Viet Cong. They were against us, and they are interviewing them too. talking
Oh,
about-
really?
They're like,
wow.
yeah, Americans are the size of water buffalo. They're so big that they're easy targets, and just it's
Because they were a much more petite
and then they
society.
they tell
yeah.
their story, and then near the end they meet, or they put them together. The two guys, like
wow.
maybe they saw each other in 1972,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden, 2025, they're
And they sit there in the same room
Yeah,
and they
at
speak
the
to
end,
one
over
another
50
about it.
years
I only saw the
apart,
first
yeah.
episode. I did that for that one.
wow.
It's a twist to that one because
Okay. I'll
And
watch
let me
that.
just throw this out there also. If you are fascinated by war stuff like that, whether it's World War II or Vietnam or something else, the thing is, when you meet a veteran, they're not excited to tell you their stories.
no.
Because that is a horrific time in their lives. They were doing a job.
These guys are telling you could tell. I mean, he's crying. He's got tears down his eyes because he knows he's not trying to. He's telling the stories that are just like ego.
Yeah,
This sounds
yeah.
For
brutal.
God's sakes,
He's
don't
got a
ever
machete
ask
and
them.
stuff. He's like, I had to do it. I went crazy. My boss or his leaders, commander, corporal, I forget who it was, said, "You're here. You're going to go crazy at least twice." And they're like laughing, like, "What does he mean by that?" He goes, "He was right."
Okay, and also coming up next in Scoop, I had a revelation like 20 years after watching this movie because now that I'm an adult, everything hits different when you watch something when you were a kid. And it has to do with the movie Stand By Me, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, River Phoenix.
Kiefer.
And Kiefer Sutherland and Will Wheaton. If you've seen the movie Stand By Me, there is a major storyline in that movie that now that I'm an adult, related to what Eric just said, it totally blew my mind. And I don't know if anybody else who saw it as an adult thinks the same way.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Wake up. It's KRBE and more of the Rula and Ryan Show with Aaron.
And we are doing Celebrity Scoop brought to you by Taquerías Arrandas. And Eric was just mentioning this documentary on Apple TV about Vietnam that Ethan Hawke narrates and
The war that changed America.
the war that changed America.
I've only seen one episode,
Oh, I'll check it out.
but it's really
Apple puts
It
out
is rough
solid
Vietnam
products.
War.
because this is like the first war where they had cameras everywhere, like with them. Like, I mean, I know you see World War II a little bit, but like this was from the moment
Super documented.
moment these guys got off the plane, they were hit with cameras watching them.
Okay.
Wow.
And to your point, we were talking about how a lot of people can go down that rabbit hole. Maybe for some reason, something interested you and you went down some rabbit hole about World War II or what Eric is talking about, Vietnam War, all these things. And there was a thing on Netflix a while back, and it was about the men who came back from World War II and how they did kind of like a scientific survey on their mental state. Because in the 40s, nobody thought about your mental state and what those poor boys went through.
What they called,
especially on the Pacific side of World War II.
what they called post-traumatic stress disorder back then, they called it shell shock.
Okay, yeah.
That's what they called it.
So here I am as an adult now, and I'm very interested. I've talked about the D-Day Museum in New Orleans before. I've gone with my husband Tassos 3 times now. I think it's one of the most fascinating museums in the world. I think it's they said it was the 8th most visited museum in the world. The D-Day Museum in New Orleans on Magazine Street. Tom Hanks and his whole crew have more than quadrupled the footprint of what that D-Day Museum is, and it's amazing. So I highly recommend, if you're going to go to New Orleans, not to get drunk on Bourbon Street. This is something you can do. But my point about Stand By Me, the movie, is I was a kid when I saw Stand By Me. And to me, it was 4 boys that are just being boys.
It's like an adventure.
It's an adventure movie of these 4 boys. It's summertime. They're bored. They're out from they don't have to come home till the lights go down. Like that whole nostalgia of Americana that you hear
like
about.
Sam.
Like we
They're
played
looking for
all
a dead
day.
body, but she does it in Houston, just walking around and looking in ditches.
And they hear there's a
On
dead
the side
kid.
of the streets.
Yes.
Yeah,
when I'm driving.
That's your
exactly.
thing.
If you don't know that, when Sam goes for a dog walk, she looks for garbage bags and body parts.
Weird.
Anyway,
Oh
I
my
don't open
God.
them.
she
I'm
just thinks she might come
curious
across one.
if
But
there's a body part in it.
the premise of this movie, Sam, have you heard
So
of Stand By Me?
strange.
I just looked it up, Rula, and I
Yeah.
have not seen it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
couldn't
so
see
it's
you
about
see
these
it.
4 boys in the summertime, and it's
Yeah.
that Americana life where you don't have to come home until it's dark. Your
Got it.
parents don't know where you are all
Yeah.
day. Well, there was this kid that had gone missing, and the premise of the movie is they found the kid. They found the dead body of this kid.
Oh, he died.
This
He'd
kid
been
is
hit by a
dead.
train.
He'd been hit by a train.
Got killed.
And so now there's like this turf war over this kid because these boys have older brothers, and the one older brother has a psycho bully friend. It's Kiefer Sutherland, and they're fighting over who's going to report
He's gonna
that
be
they
the
found the
hero.
dead kid, right? Okay, so part of this movie, Corey Feldman's character has like an ear that's like burned, like the cartilage of his ear is messed up.
His dad was abusive.
And his father, and this guy in this junkyard is like, hey, I know who you are. You're Teddy so-and-so's kid. Your dad's a loony. Yeah, your dad's a loony. And he goes, my father stormed the beach at Normandy. Shut your face. And he goes, yeah, loony. Your dad's a loony. And it did not hit me until I was an adult. Oh, my God. Now that I've been to the D-Day Museum, and I've seen that thing on Netflix. His father was mentally disturbed from storming the beaches of Normandy. Have you seen Saving Private Ryan? It was crazy. And so nobody thought that way in the 40s. They're like, oh, he's just nuts. He came back from the war and he's crazy.
Makes sense.
It's really unfortunate.
We
And
can't
it's so
imagine.
stunning how these poor boys came back and there was no care for their mental health.
No, there was not. You cannot imagine what these people went through. That was one of the most traumatic things. I mean, like, I actually have been to D-Day. I went to the beaches at Normandy and saw the cemetery that you see in Saving Private Ryan, and it just sent shivers down my spine.
Yeah, isn't it so
was
crazy when you-
unbelievable
when you-
because there's still bomb holes on the ground.
right, yeah.
There's still mortars.
Think about the soldiers now that come back from Desert Storm and
From stuff that we
Yeah,
don't
oh, yeah.
hear
just
about
recently,
as much as
they're
World
not
War
being
II and
taken care of like
Vietnam.
they should. Our vets are not being taken
No,
care of.
right.
we don't take care of them.
I mean, they give everything for our country, and then when they come back,
Treated like trash.
I don't get it.
And I know that they have
hospitals
made changes, and there are programs now that didn't exist in the 40s, 50s,
Still
60s,
not what they
70s.
should be getting.
But it's not what it should be. But I just found it so mind blowing that watching something when you're young and you're just in this tunnel vision of life, and now I'm an adult, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
But the Vietnam one hits for me because it's like would be my dad's age.
Dad's generation.
My dad was
yeah.
like in the National Guard, and he was about to go, but the war ended like a few months before,
Oh,
so
wow.
he lucked out doing that. But,
I mean, Eric,
my
when I was a
uncles
kid,
and all the
they
people
were-
I know, that was
Yeah.
like the guys I grew
They
up
were drafted.
go to the bar. My dad's friends at the bar. They were all in Vietnam and stuff.
What's the movie? Oh, it was on This Is Us. We were talking about This Is Us with Sterling K. Brown. There's a storyline on This Is Us. Jack Pearson, the dad, who's Milo Ventimiglia, I can never say his
I
name.
cannot say that.
His brother's storyline is he's trying to run from the draft. And you had to watch TV at night to see if your number came up. And they said, okay, if you have this number, you're going to war. And they were sitting in a bar drinking beer, and they're like, oh my God, they're going to call
They
the
would
numbers.
flee to
They're
Canada.
going to call the numbers.
I even looked it up, and they had to serve 12 months if you do
If
one
you got
tour.
paid
a
like
year.
that.
You're
12 months,
committed.
and then you come home. So a caller we had earlier for True Crime Tuesday, his dad did it 4 years, so he kept re-upping.
As a Green Beret.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you got skills like that, they want to keep you in, and
Sure,
that's
of
how you can
course.
move
Oh,
up
yeah.
and stuff.
Or if you
Wow.
like it.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what-
especially if you
People
like
like-
it. You're
And I
a
went to
military
Wanna
person.
be in
Vietnam.
it,
The war
yeah.
to change it. This guy was a tunnel rat. He liked going into these tunnels, and he said it was an addiction. Like he was.
So they're
excited
called
to go
tunnel
there.
rats because what was the goal? The goal is to go into
Clear
these
'em out.
tunnels to get
Clear
to the
out
other
the-
side where the
clear out the
enemy
Viet
is and
Cong.
kill them all.
Yeah, and these tunnels go down. Like they have hospitals in them. It's
Wow.
If you ever, it's amazing to see. Like you can go to Vietnam. A lot of Americans go to Vietnam for vacation now.
Mm-hmm.
They got tours. They have tours that you can see these tunnels and the booby traps they made. I mean, 10,000 people, soldiers were killed, not even by weapons. It could have been snakes and
crazy.
other things.
There's a lot of friendly fire.
Even in Cobra Kai, who's the bad
Kreese,
guy?
John Kreese.
Yeah, John Kreese. Like all his story of Vietnam is so disturbing because of thrown in the pit with the snakes or the gators are going to get you or whatever it is. It's like crazy stuff you don't think about
Yeah.
until you see a documentary about it or something.
So many animals. Tigers.
Did they put that in those crazy video games everyone likes to play? They don't put that angle in there, do they?
You mean like Call of Duty?
Yeah, they don't do that, do they?
I don't
Do
think
like a
Call of
snake
Duty's
pit?
ever been set in
Gator pit?
Have they done Vietnam? I know they did a lot of World War II and the present day. I don't remember seeing a
I never
Vietnam
played
one.
I mean, I know three grandpa friends, like my friends, dads who are grandpas who were Vietnam vets, like your dad would have been, Eric. And none of those men want to talk about what they saw or did.
Oh,
That's the thing.
So how do they feel when these video games come out like, maybe that's why there's not a Vietnam version one.
Well, they're not playing it, but
I'm just saying there are other kids like,
I think people got to realize you never ask any veteran if they've killed somebody. That is the worst thing that you can
and
ask.
also, right to that point, I know somebody who was a sniper in Iraq, and he said he cannot stand it when people tell him, thanks for your service. He goes, don't thank me for that. You don't know what my job was. Do not thank me for what I had to do. Just say, I honor you today. And he was like, do not thank me for my service. I do not want to be thanked for what my job was, but that is part of the military.
It's hard because we're like, you're doing it, and we didn't have to do it.
Right.
You had more courage.
So we have the utmost respect for them, right? We just want to show that we have respect for them. Anyway, God bless you all, veterans and families of veterans, because somebody just texted us her husband served 2 tours and keeps getting denied for benefits.
We'll never forget.
We'll have to deep dive into
How's
that
that
and see how
BS?
can we help them.
2 tours and no benefit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Cash in with the secret sound on KRBE.
Well, it's time to give away money. I guess that's what we're going to do right now, my friends from Shell Federal Credit Union. We've got 5 chances between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Monday through Friday for you to guess the secret sound. Now, we were so lucky yesterday on this show. We gave away
2
money
winners.
twice.
Yes.
Yes. It was unbelievable. Now, are we still on the same sound that we started yesterday, Sam?
So after the Rural and Ryan show with Eric, then I previewed a sound. So we're on that sound.
Okay, on the sound that we...
Yeah, there has
Okay.
been 3 guesses, and I can go over that real quick. It is not turning on water. It is not an air freshener, and it's not Ready Whip.
Why don't we play the
Ready,
sound?
ready.
Yeah.
Somebody was having some good time.
Let's hear that sound. One more time. Okay, 833-390-KRBE.
No idea.
Caller 104, you're going to guess the sound. If you know the secret sound, the jackpot is...
$416.
Nice.
And if you don't know the secret sound, it'll go up to $520.
Yep.
Because we had another $104 to the jackpot.
Yep.
So while we're getting caller 104,
We'll just do a little news here real
just
quick.
tell me something real fast.
Okay, so
Tell me something
Apple-
fast.
Tell me
Apple
something
has
good.
announced that they are planning to produce servers right here in Houston, Texas. So the plans include a facility that is set to open next year,
Can we have
2026.
Apple servers?
No, the server for the computer system.
Applesauce servers and it's just called Apples.
It's for
It's a
AI.
restaurant called Just Apples.
So
they
they're
only serve apples and
promising
applesauce.
this will create
place.
thousands of jobs. It'll be a 250,000 square foot manufacturing facility opening in Houston. More jobs are coming to Houston as well. Last year, Chevron announced its move from California to Houston, and today, Vestas, which is a leading global wind turbine manufacturer, is opening a new office in Houston.
Anyone listen? Know anyone at like marketing and Chevron? I want them to like sponsor something for us. Like I want to take our show. We have cameras and stuff in here. I want to do like a YouTube channel or something and have a good sponsorship.
Yeah.
Then we could get good
Chevron, Shell.
Yeah, there's so many.
Anybody who's got like deep pockets.
What about deep pockets? We can do some cool stuff with them.
What about Taco Deli? I went there yesterday with Sam and
They're
Ahmad,
good?
and it was so
yummy.
good.
I don't
I
know
hear
if
they
that's deep pockets. I don't think that's deep pockets of Chevron.
So yummy.
But
hey.
They're Houston.
Delicious food, but I don't know if I think Eric,
I like
you're right.
the gas for my car is great, but
But we could eat
that
their
fills me up.
tacos
Yeah.
on the camera. So that
You
could
can go
sell.
fill your carpet Chevron or Shell, whoever the sponsors, then go to Taco Deli
Yes.
and get a taco on that fuel, and then have them sponsor the YouTube channel.
And don't eat it in your car.
Oh, yeah, that'd be best.
Yeah, Eric.
Sorry.
Tacos are one of
I
the most
won't do
dangerous
that.
things to try and eat in your car, are
That
they
one I
not?
can't
Because it
do.
gets all over your clothes. But especially if it's a crunchy taco.
But if anyone
yes.
is, maybe if someone's listening, they work for a big company.
You want to be a corporate sponsor?
I'd love to do. I want like a big sponsor for. I want to put it up there to get their logo on there.
So that'll be in somebody's big board meeting today. I was listening to the Roll and Ride Show with Eric, and I think this is a financially
Hell yeah.
sound move.
Hey, that'd be great. Reach out to @producer Eric on
Why you
Instagram. Direct
laughing?
message. That's exactly how we wanted to
We
happen.
can reach a million people.
I'm just saying,
Yes.
I'm picturing us in the corporate room.
Why would I be in the room?
No, just
like,
direct
you know.
message @producer Eric if you have a lot of money
Hell
and
yeah.
you want us to just bow down.
Or just some rich guy,
because you
Steve.
sponsored us.
Sponsored by Steve.
What if it's the guy who has the 11,000 square foot house in River Oaks? He's
Yeah.
like, all right, it's Mike's man cave.
There you go. I want to do it.
Another winner? Cha-ching. Or an even bigger jackpot.
104.1 KRBE's Secret Sound.
Yay! The Secret Sound brought to you by Shell Federal Credit Union. We give away money if you are smart enough to guess the secret sounds. Now, how do you know when we're going to play this? Here's how you know. You text the word secret to 37530 and we send you the times we're going to play. If it gets so difficult and the jackpot is so big because no one has guessed it, we'll even send you clues right to your phone via text. But it hasn't gotten to that point yet. Has not gone to that point yet. Sam started this sound yesterday. And here is that sound again, so you know what it is.
All right.
Okay, wait. Actually, I should probably get the caller on. Let him hear it through the phone.
Yeah, let them hear it.
Yeah. It's not Jesus, it's Jesus, correct? I'm not saying Jesus.
That's correct.
Okay, that must drive you crazy. When people are like, oh, hey, Jesus. You're like, no, it's just
So it's
Jesus.
just Jesus.
Okay, sir.
Jesus.
Well, welcome.
I would love to
welcome
give the money
Lord
I'd love to give the money
Secret Sound.
Give the money to Jesus.
I'll give the money to the Lord.
You have a drop of that, right?
Jesus, we're gonna play the sound one more time. We're gonna tell you what it is not. Then you're gonna guess the secret sound. Here's the sound one more time. Okay, Sam, what is it not?
It's not turning on water, air freshener, Ready Whip. Those are not correct.
Okay, those
Okay.
three things.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think I know what it is. I haven't
you
looked. I
can't-
haven't
you
cheated.
I think
I haven't
figured it out,
cheated.
too.
You can't
Okay,
help him.
and the
This
jackpot is $416.
$16.
All right, my friend. Jesus, what is that secret sound?
Man, it sounds different from the radio compared to the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, you
man,
change your mind.
Yeah.
What do you? What do you change it to?
Shredder.
Like a paper shredder?
Yeah, paper shredder.
Not Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No.
What did he sound like, Kevin?
Yeah, how did he
I
sound?
don't remember.
He didn't have
He didn't
the
have a voice like
menacing
Dr.
voice.
Claw.
Yeah, Claw.
I didn't know he was hot.
Okay, sorry, Jesus. I didn't know if I'd have to say that in my life.
I know, I feel bad.
But-
Jesus is lost.
You can play again. I mean, there's more chances. We don't stop you from being caller 104. If you're lucky enough to be caller 104 more than once, hey, let's go. But try it again. It is not a paper shredder, and now we had another $104 to the jackpot, so it goes to $520.
Nice.
Oh,
$520. Text word secret to 37530 to get the times that we're going to play the secret sound, brought to you by Shell Federal Credit Union. If you missed what happened on Revenge today, Tara and her soon-to-be ex-boyfriend Clint, as she started out the phone conversation. What did Clint do that had her getting revenge on him? Hear it next on the Real and Ryan Show with Eric.